day here. A little cold, but I wanted to get on here and I wanted to share something that I've been working on. So a few years back, it was in 2013, my husband and I, we lived in Anchorage, Alaska, and we had been working in the direction of trying to move back down to Washington State, and particularly to the area that we both grew up, because he had an opportunity to purchase property that he grew up on, and that was going to be our home, and it currently is our home. At the time, we lived in a condo that we owned, and we were doing renovations on it and trying to get it ready to sell in 2013. And the funny part was, no matter what we did, we kept running into roadblocks that prevented us from completing that process. And it was just like the universe did not want us to leave in 2013. And it was very frustrating, to be honest, because for me in particular, I really wanted to go down to Washington State. Not because I didn't, love Alaska. I truly love Alaska. But I really wanted to be closer to family. And that was the biggest push for me. So we just kept working at it, and eventually, it ended up that we sold our place in 2014. It was in June of 2014. By the time we actually had it ready for sale and put it up for sale, and when we did, it was crazy because it sold so fast. It was like the week we put it up, it sold, and it was like everything from that point forward just fell into place, and everything was simple and easy. And we left our employment and we drove down to Canada, and the trip was wonderful, and it was just like so smooth. It was like the universe was saying, yes, now is the time to go. We get down to Washington State, and it was middle of June of 2014, and we were there for only a couple of weeks when it was mid-July. I started my new job down here, and it was like, I think July 13th, we had a lightning storm, and this lightning storm caused a massive fire in the Methow Valley, and it was called the Carlton Complex Fire, and you can look it up. It was a big fire, and there was a lot of losses. And my husband and I and my father-in-law, we fought fire until 4 a.m. to save the property, to save the home. And it was incredible because the fire was all around us. It was where I live. There's a river called the Methow River, and on the other side of that Methow River, the mountains were on fire, and then we're on the other side of the Methow River, and that was all on fire. So it was fire all around us, and it was a very intense experience, and we weren't prepared. We didn't know what we were getting into, but we did save the home. And then later on in 2014, my father-in-law got in a horrible car accident. I think it was December 17th of 2014. And with that particular situation, my husband ended up becoming his nurse and helping him through the healing process of that event, that was very traumatic too. And so it was like we were meant to be in this place, in this location, to support in 2014, to support my father-in-law, really. And it was just such a surreal experience, because both of those were very traumatic for both of us. And it was very, very interesting. And so anyway, I have since learned the Sacred Heart activation. And this is an internal technology that every one of us possess. And with this activation, you are able to feel your own heart, your own soul, your own higher self connection, so that you can ask questions to yourself, to your heart, and you will get a yes or no answer and response, and it can help determine your next action, right? So you can live a more spirit-led life, and you can possibly prevent situations like the one we went through in 2014. And it makes me curious, if I would have known how to do the Sacred Heart answer yes or no, I wonder if that whole situation would have been different. Now, I understand that we all have contracts in different situations like that with certain people, and maybe it wouldn't have been different, but it sure would have been, I'm 100% sure it would have been an easier process. So anyway, I just wanted to share that story with you guys, and if you have questions about the Sacred Heart activation, please contact me, message me, comment if you remember that fire and that whole that was just the crazy experience in 2014. So anyway, thank you, and I will chat with you soon. Okay, bye-bye.